Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. My name is Poncho, and I'll try to post as much as I can, but lately I've been feeling a little sick and I've been a little busy. And unfortunately, my microphone broke, so I have to use raw audio. So if you hear any bumping or screaming, it's my siblings just being my siblings. Today's video is not going to be a creep of TikTok or YouTube or anything like that. But a Reddit post that I saw that was quite sad. So I will try to do my best to say the story without stuttering or messing up or having to take a breath, because usually I have a talking problem. So let's get this through, and hopefully you enjoy. So this is the archived version, but here it goes. It has been 476 days since I confronted her about it. How do I know? Because every time I catch myself thinking about it, I tell myself, it's only been X days. Maybe you won't think about it tomorrow. So, to go back to the beginning, I had just taken on a new project and responsibilities at work. I was working a lot of hours, 60 plus per week, and was noticeably stressed. It was in May of 2015 that I noticed that she had added a password to her phone. When confronted about it, she told me it was because she was planning my Father's Day present and didn't want me to ruin the surprise. About a week later, she came to me and told me that she felt guilty keeping a big secret from me, and told me that was having a neighbor, a contractor, build a home office for me as my present. It struck me as odd, as in our 6 years together, she has never said she felt guilty about anything and always insists that she never regrets anything in her life. Time goes on, her phone is still password protected, and things just don't feel right. I see her using her phone and smiling to herself more and more often. When I ask her what she is doing, she says nothing and puts her phone away. So one morning, I wait for her to get in the shower, and I grab her phone before it requires a password. I go through her messages and find that she is texting the neighbor. I am all covered in frosting. You want to lick it off? There are no other messages to the neighbor, but I found later that was because she had to set up her phone to delete messages after a certain amount of time. I felt uncomfortable with it, but I knew she had a perverted sense of humor, and I thought she would never do anything to hurt me. More time goes by, and the neighbor is still spending more and more time at her house, but the office being completed slower, and I can't help but worry that something isn't right. So I started checking her location using Google Timeline. It was at this point that I realized that there were large gaps in her GPS history because she was turning off her phone's GPS. Fast forward to July, and at this point the paranoia is driving me nuts. So I told her that I needed to install a new antivirus on her phone. Sorry for that loud bang, it was just my sister. While she has it unlocked for me, I install anti-theft software so I can remotely turn the GPS back on and set up her AT&T message backup and restore so I can read all of her text messages from the point of my computer. The next day, my mother asked to spend time with the two kids, so my wife drops them off with her and has the day off to herself. I watch my wife's activity from work as she spent the day trying to meet up with a neighbor, but is unsuccessful because he is busy with another job. That night, we get the kids back from our mom's house, and we go out to dinner with the neighbor and his girlfriend and his son. My wife and his girlfriend are having a good time drinking and laughing and just joking around. His girlfriend mentions that she would like to go watch Magic Mike XXL. I say that's a great idea. I watch the kids so my wife and her can go. So my wife and her go and the neighbor, and I go back to my house so the kids can play video games. Sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart, so you will hear more noise from my siblings, so just do not respect privacy. The kids are back in my son's room playing games, and they were sitting across from me on the other couch. It is at the point that my wife starts texting him. She's describing these acts she would like to perform with him, and he is shit. You get the idea. He's going back and forth. She tells him to check his Snapchat. At the same time, I get a Snapchat from her too. It is her having she's pleasing herself in the bathroom stall. They keep talking, trying to figure out when they can meet and have, you know what. They decide on Monday morning after I go to work. So in my head, I had already planned to pretend to leave work and circle back to catch them, but then they tell each other that they love each other, and it is all I can and it is all I can do to not leap off the couch and knock him out. But I contain myself and continue reading the conversation unfolding in front of me. Then he tells me, "Hey, you're my girl now," to which he replies, "Always have been," ending with him writing, "and always will be." Now, I have never been married, and maybe I never will, but I can't help to feel sad for him that his own wife is telling some random stranger or the neighbor that she's the girl, his girl. Well, they're married. Oh my god. My wife and the neighbor's girlfriend returned from the movies, and I asked them politely to sit down. I then asked the kids to stay in my son's room and shut the door. I return to the living room and confront my wife and the neighbor, and I say, "So, you two love each other, huh?" My wife goes in full-blown denial, and my neighbor's girlfriend starts smacking him. I ask my wife if she's been texting him. She says no. I show her the messages. She admits to it, but says it was her first time it had gone that far. I asked my wife if she had sent him pictures. She says no. So I show her the picture. She admits it. Oh, I got lost. But it says it was the first time. I ask her if she was having with him, and she says no, because I didn't wait to catch them having together. I didn't have evidence to prove her wrong, so that one stayed unresolved. I tell her I am leaving her. She tells me that she will make sure I never see my kids again if I do. She planned on using the fact that I attempted in high school to prove me unfit to have the children. She continues to say that it was my fault for being so busy with work and stressed out, that she just wanted someone that she could talk to. So then she gives me an ultimatum to decide what I'm going to do, or she will decide for me. The neighbor's girlfriend starts defending the two of them, saying that it couldn't have been serious if they weren't having blank, and that my wife and I are too perfect together to let us break up. The neighbors go home, and my wife and I argue for the rest of the night about what are we going to do. We go to bed separately, having not resolved anything. We keep going back and forth on the subject all weekend, and I finally settle on we're going to separate temporarily while we figure out what we want. I was going to stay in the house, and she was going to take the kids and go to her mom's house. That Monday, I go to work, and I got a text from her in the middle of a meeting with the bosses stating that she had explained things to her kids, but they were upset and I need to explain it to them. Also, I get home from work to find my kids crying. She had told them that mommy had to move out because her dad was mad at her. When my son wanted to stay with me, she told me that he can't. My son put it together that if mommy has to move out because I'm mad at her, and he must move out, then I must have been mad at him too. My daughter was crying because my son was. I don't think she was old enough to understand what was happening. It was at the moment I realized she was going to drag the kids through hell if I left her, so I sold my feelings and I begged her to stay. She agreed and insisted that I apologize to her neighbor, since we are still going to need to hang out with them because our sons are good friends. I hate it, but I do it anyway. We still hang out with them from time to time, and they come to our various birthday and holiday parties, but I do anything for my kids, and I behave civil every time. Things died down for a while. I still think about it constantly. I worry, how can I keep her from making unhappy? And she cheats on me again. Then almost a year from the original incident, around Father's Day again, that bitch sends him pictures again. She claims it was an accident, that she meant to send them to me instead. I don't fully believe her, but I move on anyway. Things have been so quiet on that front for about 4 months now, but I still think about it constantly. This is going to sound stupid, but I feel like I have a part of my brain that I can't just shut it off. So make sure to like, and if you guys want to keep coming for more, make sure to subscribe. You don't have to, but it would be very much appreciated. Now comment down below what you liked about this video and what you think should change. In the next video, I will try to improve on that. I do have an Instagram, but that's just where I post memes and whatnot. And I'm planning to set up an Instagram just for this account. Comment down on the videos also if you want me to continue doing this, or if I should do a video on a different person like I used to, right? Like if you guys have an idea on a creep you want me to investigate and do a video about, comment down below. Now this is the end, so goodbye, Take care, and God bless.